Django. Lion in the Kung Fu jungle.
Damn it, you know what? I forgot to bring over. I've got a clock. When we were talking about in the last episode having a little thing.
Yeah.
I've got a clock at the house.
Really?
It's like it can be like a timer, a countdown. The studio's making some waves out there in the industry, man. I thought I heard Joe Rogan say a little something on his last episode about them Stop the Shit Boys. They really got a nice visual experience, man. Yeah, yeah. He was like, I heard them on iTunes. I came across them. They were supposed to be in the new and noteworthy, but I happened to come across them in the obscure crevices of iTunes, and they said they got to check out the visual experience. So he said he went on the.
How many times are we gonna tell you guys?
He went on the YouTube, and he said it was dope, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, shout out to JRE.
JRE, the experience.
I may or may not have made that whole thing up, but
You would never know unless you check his DMs.
yeah.
Cheers. We
Cheers
back.
to episode 7.
Boys are back in town.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Great song, by the way. Don't know who the artist is.
The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. I don't know.
I don't either. If you know who it is, leave it down in the comments below.
Fucking, how you been, man?
Been good, bro.
Haven't seen you in a couple days.
Yeah. I think that's for the best.
It's for the best for you guys, not for our friendship.
Yeah, that's true. the things that we sacrifice for the sake of art.
Fucking, you made a road trip.
Yeah, man. Went up to Virginia, bro. Went up to Harrisonburg, Virginia. Virginia's a beautiful land out there if y'all hadn't been. It's
Wide
real
open
green.
spaces. That's where I was born. Shout out Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Lived in Norfolk till I was 5. Then got the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Was it that kind of situation? Like, I got to get out of here, bro?
I don't know. I was 5.
Oh. You didn't have a say in the matter?
My parents got divorced, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
Dad went to Jersey. Mom went to North Carolina.
Yeah. Hey. So, yeah. That's a cool story there.
We would have
Virginia
never,
Beach, bro.
We would have never met.
Yeah, right?
That's what's crazy.
That is crazy. So went up to Harrisonburg, visited my boy Luke. Luke is another one of our best friends who grew up in the landings with us also. He's up there in Virginia country. And
Shout out. You better be listening.
Yeah, went up there, and he actually says he does. He actually was talking to me today about life was a box of chocolates.
Oh,
Life
yeah.
was like, yeah, the newest episode. But anyway, went up there, and me and the old lady went and hung out with him and the old lady and had a good old time. Spent a couple of days up there.
Did you get to see where they're like building the new house?
No, I did not.
No.
We were supposed to. We never did. It was kind of an afterthought, but I've
When-
seen pictures.
When are we heading up there? November?
November.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. It was an eventful thing, man. So we go up there. Friday is when we got in. No, Saturday. I'm sorry. Saturday is when we got in. So when we got in, we didn't have a whole lot of time. We had like 3 or 4 hours. I was like, dude, you know what I kind of want to do, man? I want to go have another nice fine dining experience.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, I want
All
to go,
four of you
I wanna
guys?
go do this. All 4 of us.
Hell yeah.
And little one and Braxton.
Yeah, cheers to that, bro.
Yeah, so cheers. We go up there.
He deserved
It's
it.
some chop and grill house. And bro, it turned out to be like kind of a shit experience.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I imagine you being there, like telling them, like, no, guys, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, right. Like, yo, tuck the napkin in, bro. Fuck's wrong with you? Get some manners.
Fork on the
Yo,
left.
dead
Luke.
ass Luke was like, dude, which one's the salad fork or whatever he said. I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't have a clue. But no, it was kind of an excuse to like wear my suit,
Yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of dress up, and but no, we had some good food. Had some crab
What
cake
was the
appetizer.
shit experience about it?
The food wasn't that great, and then also, we had Braxton with this little baby, and it was just like he was already tired, and
Oh,
so he
okay.
started crying and turning up in the restaurant.
Really?
Ashley had to take the baby
that
outside.
sucks.
Yeah, so it was kind of a damper, but
You guys have some wine?
it was dope. Yeah, I got a bottle of wine. Had some
Look at you,
silver
bro.
Chardonnay.
This guy. That's
Um,
awesome, man.
Roasted duck. Never had that before.
I've never had that either.
Luke got actually Lena, Luke's girl. She got what was it? Duck fat French fries with peach ketchup, which
Shit,
was
that
funky.
sounds amazing.
It was funky, but they were great. The fries were good. Ketchup, you can keep that.
Peach ketchup? I would try it.
Yeah, I had to try it.
What? How was it?
But it was just nah. It was you can keep that. It was
Okay,
it
okay,
was
I got
like
you,
had
I
a little
got you.
sweet peachy taste to it, but not my preference. But That was dope. Had
That's
apparently
dope, man.
Virginia's got a crazy ass food scene up there, man. They also, I've never heard of this. They got a cookie delivery service.
Cookie delivery?
Purely, you call in, place an order. They got a whole menu. They come deliver that right to your door. It's pouring out rain. They came and delivered that promptly.
Special cookies?
Yeah, whatever you'd like. I had 2 macadamia nut cookies because those are the best
Yo, macadamia.
of all time.
I was
in my
addicted to macadamia nut cookies from...
I was actually in recovery from 92 to 94.
Yo, for real. Up in New Jersey, they have... their grocery stores are different. They have Stop and Shop and... what the hell's the other one? I know they used to have Acme.
Okay.
But down here they have like Harris Teeter,
Right.
Publix, which is weird that they have them different. But anyways, they used to, at Stop and Shop, they would have like these macadamia nut cookies that they cook in the bakery.
Oh, yeah,
Me
yeah.
and Cody were addicted to them. Like
Yeah,
if
bro.
they were in the house, they were gone in like 20
Oh, I
minutes.
bet.
It was rough.
There's something else about the macadamia nut.
Yo,
bro.
it's something special, man.
Luke got Snickerdoodle. He swears up and down on Snickerdoodle.
Bump that.
It was pretty good. I had never had it, but it was pretty good. Ashley got some kind of they, like I said, they have all kinds of different cookies. She got one that's like, it was like a fudge something, but it had cream in the middle.
You guys were snacking out. What's
Yeah,
your
man, we're
favorite
snacking out.
snack?
My favorite snack?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I know yours is chips, bruh.
Yeah, you know I be going hard.
Yeah,
I got a whole bag of chips in my belly right now.
Yeah, I got a couple. You know, favorite snack? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's too tough.
Like if I'm
Jeez.
gonna like know that I'm going ham that night and getting some snacks, I'm gonna get a bag of chips,
Yeah.
and that always changes. For the most part, I like sour cream and onion.
You're saying you always get chips, but the kind of chips change.
Yeah, the kind of chips
Gotcha.
change. Chips, then I'll get like either a candy or a chocolate. If it's chocolate, it's a Kit Kat.
Okay.
If it's candy, it's those soft chew Jolly Ranchers. You had
Yeah,
them
you're
before.
a
Those are
madman.
so good.
They are.
And then to top it off, like I said, this is all the time. This is when I
This is
feel horrible about
all the
myself.
time.
Haagen-Dazs ice cream, the pistachio kind.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
We talked
God,
about
it's
that.
so good.
Pistachio ice cream is where it's at.
Pistachio Haagen. Have you ever had Haagen-Dazs?
I don't think I have. Nah, not Haagen-Dazs.
Dude, they're gonna be the first sponsor we try to get.
Yeah, I was at this frozen yogurt place the other day, and they had pistachio in there, which I've had before, and it's my favorite. And I was like, dude, are you kidding me? I haven't had froyo in forever, and I went and they had it. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fucking
experience.
amazing, bro. It don't get no better than that. The other day I went to a spice shop, right?
Spice.
Where you buy like different
just straight
herbs and
sell-
spices and
okay.
shit. I've been there a bunch
Oh,
since
I
I've
see
been
what you're
since
getting
I've
at.
been down here.
I got you.
And it's so like I like to cook, so there's so many different variety.
Yeah.
I saw this type of salt. It was like it was a truffle sea salt. And I was like, God, that looks like amazing. And I
Right.
got it, just a little bag, like where they weigh it
Super
out.
expensive.
Yeah, it was like $12,
They threw the
which
word
isn't
truffle in
super
there.
expensive, but for this much salt.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know because you're just listening.
Yeah, and then I tasted it. I was like, oh, tastes like salt.
Yeah, nothing's. Yeah.
Like a little bit, but nothing crazy.
It's that truffle derivative.
Yeah, I guess so.
That stuff be going for crazy prices.
Hell
It
yeah.
really does. I don't know if I'm sure you do know. Yeah, I don't know if you know about these things that are occurring in your industry. Yeah, man.
Yo, there's
So, crazy trip.
that's dope.
What is there?
There's a UFC pay-per-view coming up this weekend.
Yeah. Oh man, this
Man,
this John Jones stuff coming out, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, you know, at first I didn't do a lot of research, and I was like, dude, this guy is a piece of shit.
Yeah, that was like the
He's
first thing he
straight up,
texted
yeah.
me back.
But I do a little digging, and it just sounds like, I mean, I don't want to prematurely say anything.
Yeah, it's
but
a
there's
tough
not-
situation.
There's not a lot of evidence out there to support these claims.
Yeah,
But good lord, man, I'm not
sure
a John Jones fan.
in some ways he's a target,
Yeah.
But put yourself in better situations. Like when you have that much money,
Yeah.
why go to a strip
No,
club?
that's what
Bring
I'm
the
saying.
strippers. I mean, maybe you don't want them at your house, but get a hotel room or something.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like, you
gotta play it
not that
safe,
I've done this like
seriously.
20, 30, 40, 50, 70 times.
Right, but yeah, you really have to take some precautions, man. You have to.
Yeah,
It just
it's
comes
just-
with the territory of your career and your profession.
For real.
You know that you're a famous person. You do not need to be frequenting out in public, especially at a place where everybody's intoxicated.
And you're John
intoxicated.
Jones.
Yeah, you probably are a target.
Yeah,
He very
I'm
well
sure
could
he
have
is.
done this. Like I said, I'm not prematurely speaking.
Yeah, I would
raising
lean
a
on the
suspicious
side that like
eyebrow.
whatever she's saying, I'm sure he did something of that sort. Maybe she's exaggerating a little bit. I don't know.
Bro, the article says that he popped her
In
a
the rear naked choke.
and she escaped.
Jinx, you owe me
Which I'm just
your
trying
half
my
of the
best not
merchandise
to-
sales.
I have to what?
You owe me your half of the merchandise
Yeah,
sales.
they're coming, bro. They're coming quick too, man.
They coming.
Yeah, we gotta get this logo situation straightened out.
Them stop the ship mugs.
Oh man, we just got a couple of things we got to do, but we're gonna get there. Damn it,
We getting
we're
there.
gonna put these things together. We're gonna be kitted up and stop the ship shit.
Yeah, we just got to keep building.
Yeah,
And if you guys like it, fucking give us a good review.
like please.
I'm begging you.
Fuck. The
No,
dream's
but,
gonna die.
But yeah, episode 7, man.
Yeah, we're here, bro. Didn't think we'd make it this far, you know. Had a real pessimistic view. I thought the chances were slim.
He's lying. We're having a lot of fun with this shit. We hope you guys are having fun listening, enjoying the comedic value that I bring, not Brad. I was thinking of
I
something.
wouldn't even say I bring comedic value, you know.
Um,
What were you thinking about, man?
let me think. We'll probably have to cut while I'm thinking, or you could like do some crazy edit where like you zoom in. Yeah, so I didn't think to bring this up, but I've been talking to my little cousin Ronnie.
Yeah,
Right, he's been
Mr.
going,
Rosenberg.
Mr. Ronnie Rosenberg. He's been going through a rough time.
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
Yeah, he's struggling, man. In more ways than just
Was
you
it
know,
the shout out?
yeah, it was the shout out. No, but he's like, struggling mentally,
Yeah.
financially.
Why? Okay. Got
And he's in that hole that we've talked about on that podcast where the walls are closing in
it. Yeah.
and he's starting to have tunnel vision. Like, so he can't hold on to anything around him because he's like, in a really bad spot and he doesn't know how to get out and he
Yeah.
feels helpless,
Right.
So I'm just trying to like walk him through, like knowing that I've been there before, knowing that, I got out, he'll get out too, but when you're in it, it's hard to see that.
Right.
And he even told me, he's like, don't tell me that. Like, that doesn't do anything for me right now. And I get it, and I get the anger and the fear. But, like, just hearing his perspective and knowing how scared he is and how lost he is, it sucks for somebody you love to be there. But, like, I told him about what we started off talking with, like just making a small list. And, he was like thinking, like,
He's like, bro, I already heard that episode.
no, but where he was at, he's like, yeah, that's funny. He's like, if I don't come up with this amount of money, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get kicked out of my house.
Right.
And, I'm like, there's ways to find that money. Like, there's ways to get that money. And I know that you can't see it because you're just like tunnel vision. You're like, how is this going to happen? I'm going
Right.
to get kicked out. I'm going to
Can't
like,
see the bigger picture.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I just like put together like 2 or 3 things for him to do, like people he could reach out to or something he could do on his own. And he was able to come up with what he had to come up with
Oh yeah.
that day.
Oh really?
And
Well, that's dope.
but it's just another thing that reinforces that, like, so when I start to get in that mode mentally or financially or whatever it is, like, I'll remember these moments. And it's like we talk about building that tool belt
Yeah.
of like, your mind is a liar. Like, it just fucking plays tricks on you.
Yeah.
It really does. And it makes you think that, like, you're fucked and you're at the bottom and there's no way out. But it's not true.
We had a little speech that we just received from somebody at my place of employment, and pretty motivational guy, man. And he's like just a pastor, but he came in and he said that, like, there's an average statistic going out there that, like, I mean, there's a statistic where the average person thinks like 80,000 negative thoughts about themselves every day.
Yeah.
And we just, who more do we beat up than ourselves? Like, and so, you know, I mean, it just kind of goes along with what you're saying. Like, we're just,
Dude, it's
we just mentally kill ourselves.
and we've talked about it before, like, you know, just guess, this is all theory, but back in the day, like, they probably didn't care so much about, like, because, you know, they weren't jobs and shit like that. They had to live off the land every day. They had to, like, defend their territory or, like, you know, go out and find food.
Yeah.
So they had these obstacles in their way that they had to overcome on a daily basis, you know?
Right.
So in our life, that stuff is so far away. We don't have those same obstacles. So I think that the brain creates these obstacles, like, of thinking that, like, you know, thinking all those negative thoughts, something that, like, you have to overcome. And it's hard for people to overcome that. But it's like, these things are just like, I keep saying like a lot, but they're just in us.
Like what? Like what do we create?
This, like, image that, like, there's no way out.
Okay.
Or, like, you know, the hill is so high to climb that, like, how could I get there?
Right.
You know, we talk about how we look at certain successful people as, like, there's something greater.
Okay.
But they're the same people.
So that's what you mean whenever you say that, you know, we no longer have to face the obstacles that our predecessors did, but now we create things like that in our mind, obstacles like that prevent us from.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm with you.
And, you know, it's just like you see it all the time, and, you know, different people you talk to, and we've all been there as well. Yeah. And it's just like, the more I accumulate all these different stories and perspectives, the more I, like, stop giving so much a fuck about the problems that I think that I have in my life.
Okay.
Because we all think that we have problems. People that don't have the same obstacles that maybe Ronnie has or that I have, that have, like, certain things that he wants or that I want, they still have their own problems too.
Yeah.
And it's like, the more you could let go of these things and these, like, things that stress you out and this fear, like, fear runs people's lives.
That sucks to hear about Ronnie, man. Sounds like he's really going through it.
But, you know, just our conversation, it automatically made him feel better, because anytime you're able to, like, ventilate and get that out, it's automatically, like, shows that you want change. You know, you're not okay with what's going on.
Yeah, you're at least making one step toward progress.
And
that's one of the biggest things, is just talking about it, getting it out there.
The first step to make a change in anything is awareness.
Yeah.
Awareness of your situation and awareness on what's really going on, not this facade that you think is going on.
Yeah.
What's the fucking truth? And it goes back to what you said about auditing yourself, but, like, not in your own mind of, like, no, well, I'm doing this, like, because we have these defense mechanisms, like, even in our own mind, built up to make excuses for why something's not here.
Right.
But have that audit with yourself where it's just like you're being real and calling yourself out, and then making a plan on how you can move forward. Like, you know, he was telling me about certain things he wants, and I'm like, you know, you think that it's impossible, but I'll give you a couple examples right now of how you could get that done. And maybe that's not the exact route to go.
Right.
But it's just like right there, that's one.
Like,
that's
it can
one
be
way.
done. Like,
yeah.
you just got to come up with a plan and execute, I
Yeah.
suppose. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough thing, though. You know, it's tough. It's like we've said before, it's always easier said than done. And I mean, it's easy to talk about these kind of ideals and values that we should hold, but then there's also still the reality of life staring him in the face. Like, that bill's still going to come whether you fucking, you know. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of crappy, man. That's kind of crappy. I mean, like we've said before, you know, that's when the true test of somebody's character gets revealed, is whenever they're faced with hardship and adversity that they have to overcome. I know that he can overcome it.
I know he
will. Of
will.
He can.
And that's kind of why I bring it up, is like, you know, I've been in that same position with that same fear and being so afraid of, like, what's going to come. But I got out of it, and I was fine. And I
Right.
know that he'll get out of it too. He's not going to die.
Yeah.
He's not going to get kicked out and have nowhere to live and become like a drug addict. Like,
Right.
he's going to get those things taken care of. So it's like, you know, in my life, that thing has happened so many times that I've stressed about like a bill or about like a job or whatever it is. And it always works itself out. So now I'm in the point of like, dude, like you've seen it work out so many times. Why don't you believe that more
Yeah,
than
that's
you
true.
believe the doubt?
That's true.
So it's like you're able to kind of control your fucked up brain because the brain just always goes towards that negativity,
that pessimistic view.
and it creates those obstacles that you think are impossible, but
Still again, those mental barriers. Still
Yeah.
again, those blockades that prevent you from progressing forward and just holding yourself back.
and it's always the same. It's always the same thing, and it comes from your environment, where you come from.
The mind's a powerful thing, man.
It's fucking crazy powerful. And who's gonna be the one to stop the ship? Are you gonna be the victim
You're the only one in control.
that just sits there all the time and like, woe is me? Or are you gonna like do something about it?
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
I'm just excited.
Absolutely. You just, yeah. Calm down and get another cup of coffee, man. Fuck.
Would you calm down and smoke another cigarette?
Yeah. Seriously. Do we need to get paid to go fetch the lighter?
Shout out Always Sunny.
Yeah. Hey, great show. Shout out to my people in Philly too. You guys, I don't know how y'all are surviving it, but it's rough out there.
Hey, they got a championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
It's a big
A big accomplishment for the
for
city.
some people, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not an Eagles fan or anything, so it doesn't mean a lot to me, but
Yeah, and they beat the Vikings to get to the finals, or the Super Bowl.
so yeah, the finals. Yeah. So hey, I guess you got a reason to hate them. Big Vikings fan over here.
Hell yeah. You guys can't see it, but we got Vikings shit
Yeah.
in the room, in the dojo.
I didn't know it was the Virginia Vikings.
It's not. They don't have an NFL team.
I just stumbled upon Minnesota as the team to go for.
So,
I think I know the answer. To
yeah,
this one,
you
but
probably
I'm not
do.
sure.
So, one of my stepdads was from Minnesota,
Oh, I did not know this. Okay.
He was a Vikings fan, and I was like 8 or 9 years old, and
Oh, Mary. Oh, man. Hey, so who was this?
Paul.
Oh, he was the Vikings fan?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he's
bro.
from Minnesota.
I thought it was just Randy Moss. I thought that was the
Supposedly
only
killed
reason.
the guy. But
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. Can't be using a
so yeah,
football.
Randy Moss's rookie year, allegedly. Randy Moss's rookie year was 1998, and he had like the best rookie season. I think he had 16 or 18 touchdowns,
Yeah.
which was the most by a rookie.
Man, it was a freak of nature.
They were 15-1. They lost in the divisional round from their kicker, who didn't miss a kick all year, but he missed that one.
Good times.
But yeah, so after that, I was a huge Randy Moss fan, and I've kind of just been like a huge fan of them ever since. Yeah. But yeah, Virginia doesn't have any like sports teams for me to cling on to. But I liked Virginia.
Professional football.
Yeah, I
sports
liked
team.
Virginia Tech. That's why I liked your boy Michael Vick.
Yeah. Good old Vic.
He's paid his dues, all right?
I didn't say anything.
Not for you, for the people out there.
He's paid his dues, all right? Cut the man some
You guys
slack.
could hear the coffee cup just hit my tooth.
Once again, the mics aren't that good.
I bet it caught something.
You think so?
No.
All kinds of crazy things going on these days and ages.
Yeah. So when we get to 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna do we're gonna go somewhere and do open mic.
Yeah, I might do it before then. I was
Really?
talking to Ziggy about it. It's funny. I was talking to him about it, and how I do have these aspirations to write some comedy and get on the stage, and how I was wanting to, whenever we go to this conference next year, to do some open mic action out there. And he said, "Why are you waiting until then?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's not a bad point. I mean, why am I waiting till then?" But I was like, I do have to develop a little bit of material and work on some things and do some rehearsing. I definitely don't want to go up there half-assing.
Yeah.
But,
Open mics
you know,
usually like 2 minutes, 2 to 5
yeah,
minutes.
and that's like perfect. Just work on a little bit of material,
Yeah.
work some kinks out. Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be dope. And if I am able to get some material together before, then I'd love to, because I'm
Yeah.
actually excited about that. I think that'd be a great thing. It's another creative outlet. I've always loved comedy.
Yeah.
Why not, man?
Off screen, I'll show you
Like a pretty good looking guy, you know.
He is. Off screen, I'll show you a bit that Ronnie sent me that he's working on. It's funny, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's all it takes is that like just a concept, and then you just dissect it.
Right.
Just go through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be fire. So if I'm able to get some material together before then, you know.
Dude, they have in Charlotte. They have like a pretty big comedy scene. I
Yeah,
forgot the
I
name
bet.
of the place, but they have open mics everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it would be hilarious
What?
if you did like a slam poetry type of set.
Oh gosh.
Where it's like you're on the little drums. Like, did you ever see
That'd be too much.
that one episode of the the Chappelle show where Dave Chappelle was doing that? Like, it's like the slam poetry where it's like, you know, they whisper into the mic and he's like beating the drums like fast as hell. He's like, "Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do." He's like, white people do this, black people do this, and then he stops. And it was like so stupid, but I thought it was so hilarious.
No, I don't remember that, man.
Because like those people, like it's always like metaphorical, like what they're saying. They don't ever say anything like exactly how it is.
Right. They don't come right
hilarious.
out. That's great.
Best sketch comedy show of all time.
Oh, no, hands down. Possibly best comedian of all time.
Oh yeah.
Depending on who you ask. That man was a fucking genius.
I've watched a lot of his interviews recently. He's like a real interesting dude.
Completely different frame of mind. You
They
know?
they have this I forgot the name of the actual like interview that they do, but it's this guy at Pace University in New York City.
Okay.
And he interviews like really famous people, and Dave Chappelle was there like a couple years after he like ran away from his show.
Yeah.
And like his perspective on some things is just he's such a smart dude, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he is.
But
I saw an interview with him and Maya Angelou at one point in time, and that was really cool. That was a really cool thing. Two dope souls, man.
have you ever been interviewed?
Have I ever been interviewed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Music wise?
No.
No.
Nah. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, I liked your music.
I like my music too. Just never pursued it.
And it's so crazy because, like, if you were doing it now, you could set up your own interview, like, so easily and just throw it up on YouTube. Just have somebody ask you some questions and, like,
yeah.
You could be, like, if you were doing that now, you could be so much more creative content-wise, getting it out there, you know?
For sure.
There's this one beat that me and Cody got when we made our mixtape, which I produced and he rapped on.
Yeah.
I did a little rapping, but not really.
You did?
Yeah, a little bit. You were on one of the songs too. And
I was.
the intro beat that we got, dude, it was like the coolest fucking beat. And we called it Exodus. And it would be so cool if one day, like, I could buy that beat and, like, incorporate it into this. It was, like, the coolest fucking beat, bro. I've been thinking about it.
I don't know if oxymoron is the right word. Paradoxical. You know, that's kind of weird, right? That you name your intro song Exodus. Did you know? That sounds... You know what Exodus means?
It's like the journey that, like, Moses took the people from Egypt.
Yeah, but, like, the definition of the word Exodus, I think, is, like, departure.
Yeah, it's like a journey. Like,
so you would think, like, the outro, departure, it's kind of the exiting.
Yeah,
if
Peg, throw up the
I don't know.
definition.
I'm thinking out loud.
The way I interpreted it, which my interpretation of everything is very weird, but it was like a journey.
That's true. Yeah.
So that was like the way we designed the mixtape was like very story like.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of the journey.
Yeah.
And that's what like you know, if you listen to the lyrics, that's what he says. And we both wrote that intro together, which was cool.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, now we're doing a podcast. But you're learning more about me.
Yeah. Going back to the comedy thing, whenever I was hanging out, I told you I was hanging out with Peg and Ziggy at the campfire the other night. And I was talking about Peg, and we were talking about video games because I play a lot of video games, and Peg does too. And but he ain't been playing a lot lately, and so I was just kind of busting Peg's balls. We're having a conversation, and he watches a lot of streamers. A lot of people stream video games.
A lot of people do,
which is dope. But he watches so much. He's like, that's all I do. It's like you with podcasts.
Yeah.
And instead of playing the game, he's watching a lot of them. So I'm just like thinking, I'm like busting his balls, and I basically said something along the lines. It was very spur of the moment. But it was like, I was like, dude, if there was a Hall of Fame for watching streamers, like you'd be in the Hall of Fame for watching streamers. I was like, you'd have like the most all-time views or something silly like that.
Dude, that's why, like, I've told you, I know a lot, but I know a little about a lot. I'm not an expert in anything really. Right. But one thing that I think because they say, to be an expert, you got to have the 10,000 plus hours. One thing that I am an expert in now is podcasts, like watching podcasts. So with him watching those streamers, he's basically like an expert just when it comes to consuming it, you know. I'm not saying I'm an expert host. I've only done that.
Yeah, but just being knowledgeable
less than 7 hours.
These things.
Yeah. But since he is an expert, he knows what he likes to watch. He knows, he should fucking do one of those streaming channels.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the face for it.
He does.
I think so.
He does.
But it's like, because that's what I thought about too. It's like I'd spend all this time doing that. What am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with that?
How am I going to flip that into something productive?
Yeah, because I don't want to stop. Like, I want to keep watching. I love to watch that shit.
Right. But no, I brought that up because I had Ziggy dying laughing when I said that. Like, I know obviously you had to be there, but he was like, dude, he's like, did you pre-plan that? And I was like, no, dude. I was like, that was spur of the moment. But he was dying laughing. I'm just like, dude, I think that, as a kid, I was always like joking a lot. I was just a silly kid who liked to joke a lot. I was the guy who played too much sometimes, But just to try and get a laugh, that was the reason. And, it's gratifying to get that laugh. It's like, hey, that's cool to be able to bring people joy in that way. So I think that, I've got that, and then, couple that with my whatever ability to write. I mean, I'm excited.
Dude, I think
I want to get on stage, boy.
Dude, let's do it. Like, we could find an open mic.
What, me and you at the same time?
No.
We both up on stage?
No, that's fucking weird.
The Hodge twins been rocking that shit.
Yeah, look how they turned. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man. They took a hard turn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
yeah, that would be. You want to do it too? Me and you both go like up on stage
individually.
Yeah.
I would try. I would definitely try.
No, this isn't an I would. I mean, this is I'm going to do this.
Do you
want
try
to do this?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get on stage and do this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, bro, because it's gonna be fire, man. I think it's a cool segue too. It just goes along well with the podcasting community in general, man. I mean,
not everybody wants to be so fucking serious all the time.
No, yeah, it does, yeah, and like I just want to keep it more lighthearted. I just want to be more of myself, but at the same time, like I said, we have the ability to segue into serious conversation if we want to.
Well, that's who we are,
and that is comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Comedy is making humor of just all of the life is shit. Life is one big tragedy, bro.
And that's why a lot of comedians are people that come from dark past. Like, growing up, you were the funny guy and I was the funny guy because shit at home was like so fucked up. And like, that's the
very true.
Theo Vaughn makes a good point of like, he always felt like inside that people didn't like him. So he knew when he was making somebody laugh, if anything for that moment, that they liked him.
Yeah.
So like, that's always been his thing because he feels like people don't like him or, there's something wrong with him or something like that.
Right.
His whole goal was to just make people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into what Glenn was saying. Like, you like force somebody to do something with their body.
They have no control. It's involuntary.
Yeah. And it's the only thing that does that.
Fear.
Yeah.
You could instill fear in somebody.
Then that would just be weird. Like, people are watching the podcast. You're just like, well, Shane, what do you really think about that? You're just scaring the fuck out of me.
Right. Yeah. No, I think it's a cool thing, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to move forward with that. And
Hell yeah.
then the 1,000 subscriber stand-up podcast, which I think also would be cool. You know, something you said in the last episode was that all that these comedy store managers get and look at are these.
It's just the tape.
So, you know, that would be what we would be doing. And so, in a way, without a network or anything like that, we'd still have the ability, the medium to deliver our own kind of content like that. There's a lot of different routes that we could take down the line in that regard. But regardless, I want to make some people laugh and just have a good time, man.
That goes into everything that we're trying to do. Like this, we want this to be a world away from your world.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's a great way to put it. Because I was just thinking it's escapism.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Any entertainment is.
It's exactly what it is.
That's
Whenever I would write music, it was for that purpose. Escapism.
Yeah.
To give somebody the song we made that's on the mixtape you guys made.
Music takes me places.
Music takes me places. This is exactly what it was. The music takes me places away from reality. You know, that's the same reason I play so many damn video games. I'm always seeking escapism.
It's a world away from the real world.
And so to be able to not only be a consumer of all this escapism, but to then be able to provide it to others, that's dope. There's something cool to be said about that.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll take another swig of my thing.
Hey, cheers it first.
All right, man. Cheers to that, bro.
Oh, man. All right. Fucking
damn good sip. Oh man, a lot of stuff going on in current news recently.
You got some stuff?
A lot of different things, man.
Like what?
Well, first thing I hit you with is so how are you feeling? I don't know if you've even done much looking or if you're a big Quentin Tarantino fan, but this movie's coming out this weekend. But actually, by the time this drops, the movie will have already dropped.
Yeah.
But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You excited, man?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you know much about Quentin?
I've seen all those movies.
Have you? Yeah.
And they're all fucking
it's got
amazing.
Leo, got Brad Pitt.
He's always got like those same guys.
And I heard there's apparently supposed to be a twist at the end, which is not, you know, new to Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And
no, I'm excited about it.
A lot of big heavy hitters in that one, man. We're gonna go see that this weekend.
Yep.
Leave a like if you're a damn Quentin Tarantino fan.
Fuck yeah.
I'm a hard Quentin Tarantino fan. That's actually whenever you've heard the intro song that we got, you know, we wanted to go with something reggae themed. But also whenever I heard it, it was like, I had a lot of Quentin vibes, like some damn Pulp Fiction stuff. There's Reservoir Dogs in that tune a little bit. Anyway, I digress. We've touched on John Jones.
Yeah. Oh, but this weekend's card. So I don't know the other fights. Well, no, I know two of the fights. So the main event is Max Holloway, who's one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
The featherweight champ, one of the greatest featherweights of all time. Fucking knocked out Aldo twice. But he's going against Frankie Edgar. Yeah. And Frankie Edgar's from your time as a...
and he towers over Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
But it's an exciting fight because, like, you know, Max has been undefeated at featherweight for fucking 4 years, 5 years.
And he's just coming back, right? It's been gone for a minute now.
Not too long. His last win at featherweight was when Ortega and him fought, and Ortega was supposed to be this next dude that was gonna...
How long ago was it? When was his last fight?
At the beginning of the year.
Oh, well, I'm thinking about somebody else.
Yeah, it was sometime at the beginning of the year, I think.
Yeah.
But he beat the shart out of Brian Ortega for like a couple rounds to where they thought his side was gonna throw in the towel.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that fight that's gonna be an awesome fight because if Frankie were to win and become the
shock the world
champ, like he's not active champ, but he had the lightweight belt years ago. Yeah. So to be a featherweight champ, that'll like cement his legacy. And then you got Amanda Nunes' son, Chris Cyborg, fighting some, who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like an all right card. Nothing that I want to go crazy over.
But Max is one of my favorite fighters, and so I definitely gonna watch it for that.
Definitely excited to see him fight.
Your boy, I watched the fights on Saturday. Greg Hardy fought.
Okay.
He beat the hell out of the dude in the first round.
There were a lot of first round finishes I saw. I
Yeah.
was looking back at the
The
recap.
main event, Leon Edwards, the dude that got the 2-piece in a soda, three-piece in a soda.
Don't forget it.
He won, and he looked great.
It was like a decision win, right?
Yeah, but but the guy he was going against was a beast.
He is good though. Leon Edwards is good.
Well, he's number 3 already.
That's the second fight that I've. That's the second decision too. His first fight that I saw was a decision win.
Yeah, so they're gonna we'll see what happens. That division is getting exciting because
Which one is that now? What is he?
170.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know that fight between
Welterweight.
him and Jorge, like. That's what people want to see, just because, in the UFC, all it takes is little things like
I
that.
want to see Jorge get the title shot.
Well, so there's so many things that could play
Get
out.
Leon Edwards out
It
of
could
here.
play out where he gets the title shot, he wins the title, and then the fight between him and Leon is like a billion times bigger because now Masvidal's this
but
huge
Leon
star.
wouldn't even be the one to get it. It'd probably be the winner of the Colby fight.
Well, it depends because Colby's number 2 or he's number 4. And if he were to lose, Robbie's not going to jump all the way up.
No, that's true.
So
But if
Leon
Colby
would be the
wins-
number 1 contender.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So,
you're right. Good call.
that's how that shit works over there. It's all these like little small storylines that they like wait to build on,
Yeah. And like Brendan said, I mean, according to Brendan, should I say that the ranking system doesn't even really matter. It's kind of,
especially nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, yeah. Cool news coming out of the MMA world.
What about you? Got anything
A lot
else?
of exciting stuff. Oh, let's see. What else? You went and saw The Lion King.
Yeah.
How was that? I haven't even talked to you about it.
Dude, I've heard mixed reviews on it.
I have as well.
Like I heard
I was so
on
excited
the
to see it.
Fighter and the Kid, Brendan said like he didn't like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
Did you?
Like I thought it was so cool. It was funnier. It was a lot
was
funnier.
funnier.
Yeah, it was funnier.
Huh.
And you'll see it when you watch it. Like Seth Rogen as Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Dude, he was funny.
I heard he
as
killed it.
Fuck,
I heard
man,
he
he
killed
killed it. And whoever
Timon? His
whoever
partner?
the bird was, the
Zazu?
Zazu, he was funny as
I
fuck.
love Zazu. Zazu's killer.
Yeah, and he talked about he just had this one funny joke. Like he played on a couple of different times, but he talked about like his uncle being concussed or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking he was a parakeet or something. But anyways, spoiler alert.
Right.
No, and just like, it's so nostalgic watching
Yeah.
that. Even though I don't fully know what it means, I know when people use that word, it's about like old cool shit.
Right.
So
You used it appropriately.
yeah.
Proud of you, bro.
No,
You're coming along.
it is fuck you. It is very nostalgic and like it's just done so well, and they switch up. It's not the exact same movie.
Right.
So there's different things that like they throw in there, like you're waiting for it, and then like I want to
Something
tell
different.
you, but
Yeah, don't.
but then the only one negative part I had to say about it was one of my favorite songs in there they took out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What
You
song
want me to
was it
tell
in
you?
there? Yeah.
So it's not a big song, but it's one at the end when Timon and Pumbaa are trying to create a distraction. Oh, you aching, yup. For some bacon, yup.
It wasn't in
They
there?
didn't use it.
That's hilarious.
Did you ever see? So yeah, I
You
thought
liked
it
it,
was
though?
I thought it was
Yeah.
great,
I'm excited to see
and
it.
it's so like they look like real fucking lions.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I heard that the CGI was killer, but that there was the disconnect because of it was like it lacked emotion. Because I guess the CGI was so real, it's hard to like replicate a damn real looking lion singing
I guess
a
it's
song
all-
or something like that.
It's all personal. Like for me, it was like it exceeded like what I was expecting.
Okay.
Like it was so good, and like I felt the emotion and
Yeah.
fucking yeah. It was. I thought it was great, and it's one of my favorite movies, especially my favorite Disney movie.
Right.
So I thought they hit it out of the park.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you liked it or not.
Have you ever seen Lion King 1.5?
No, not really, man.
It's the Lion King, but from Timon and Pumbaa's point of view, from the
Okay.
very beginning.
Oh, really?
Like yeah, and dude, it is so fucking.
Oh, that's
funny,
awesome.
man. Dude. It's
I didn't know that.
the whole thing is just so it shows them like before they met Simba.
Right.
Like when Simba was going off with Nala, like because they leave them.
Yeah.
So it shows like what they were doing, dude. It's so funny, man. If they were to redo that, like, and I doubt they would, but if
with
they
damn
did,
Seth Rogen.
Because I don't think most people saw 1.5. But
Right.
I love that shit.
That's hilarious. Oh yeah, I got another one.
Let's hear it.
Don't remember her name. I want to say her first name is Dina. This is trash. Peg, throw it up on the screen. Comedian that's getting roasted, that's getting blasted for the joke that she made about XXXTentacion.
What'd she say?
I think I pronounced that right. I hope I did. Tentacion. You know who that is?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
rapper? You
Yeah.
know he died?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the story?
It was like a drive-by, right?
Dude. No, I mean
Oh,
about
was
this
she?
comedian.
Maybe, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
dude,
think so.
okay, so there's this comedian. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. Peg's already thrown it up on the screen, so you'll have seen it. But she was doing some kind of, I don't know if it was an open mic or if it was a stand-up special, but she made a joke about XXXTentacion. She's like, yeah, there was this rapper, XXXTentacion. He got murdered. He's dead now. But she says that she told the story briefly, like he had $50,000 in cash and he was going to go buy a new car. And he got murdered and robbed of that money. And she's like, and I can't help but think that would have been a great commercial for Venmo. And that's a fucking
good joke.
hilarious
Yeah,
joke.
it's a good joke.
Horrible, right? Okay, I understand. I understand that, like,
It's comedy, though.
and she does, and even still in there, it's a big thing in the comedy world and this PC culture now that's going on. Comedy's supposed to be a place where it's no hold bars, everything.
Yeah, it's like a sacred place. Did somebody take a video or something? They had to have.
recorded. It was recorded. Like, I don't know if it was a special or not, but it was pre. Oh, it was Comedy Central. That's right. It was Comedy Central.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was all, and actually she removed the video. Like, it got taken down, and people were apparently like, dude, Comedy Central, aren't you gonna fucking protect your comedians and stuff like that?
What is
But it wasn't
offensive
Comedy
about
Central.
that?
The obvious, right? The obvious.
It's not obvious to me.
Come on, I mean,
What, you can't joke about a dead
the
person?
thing-
She didn't say anything about him.
The offensive thing would be for all the people who actually loved and cared about him. That would be the offensive.
Well, I bet you the people that loved and
But
cared about him aren't the ones that were outraged by it. I
it was a lot
guarantee
of
you.
fans. It was
Yeah,
a
I
lot of the
guarantee you.
fans.
That's all
It
it
was
is.
a lot of the fans. But yet and still, I do feel like comedy is that sacred place where everything is available. Because like we said before, life is such a tragedy. Life is so hard and difficult, and comedy is such a beautiful thing where you can joke about anything, the darkest of things, and it still makes life better.
And she's not, I don't even know her, but I know for a fact in her writing process and shit, she's not trying to offend his family.
Exactly.
Like, it's like you said, the darkest shit is the funniest shit. There's like specific comedians that when something bad happens, they're the first ones to comment on it. And like,
yeah, right.
That's comedy is joke, not for those people who get offended by that.
No, it's not.
Like, dude, if a comedian could say anything, like, about whatever dark stuff I have gone through, like, they could throw that in there, and I'm maybe it won't be funny,
right?
Because like it does hit a deep spot or something like that. But I would never be like think they're doing it like malicious. But we're fans of comedy, and I guarantee you the people that are offended aren't fans of comedy.
Right. Most likely.
That's bullshit.
But dude, honestly, great fucking joke.
It is, and it's just like it's annoying to be a fan of comedy, and like they're starting to strip away these things, and like some people are outed for something as small like as a joke, and then it takes away from their like income. It takes away from like the shit that they're trying to build.
People's careers get ruined.
Yeah, over a joke.
Easy.
Like, I don't know. The same people that are getting offended and stuff, like behind closed doors when the camera's not on them and shit, like they're making like fucked up jokes.
Yeah.
Or like thinking messed up thoughts or whatever. Like, I'm not with this whole like people getting offended by stuff. Like, I don't know.
It's PC culture, man.
Yeah,
a lot of it's PC culture. A lot of it's oversensitivity or hypersensitivity.
And I think it goes back into what we started with. Like, they're like the brain is like building these obstacles for us to like go through. Like that's all those people have to focus on. So that's why they want to focus so much onto it. There's people specifically who probably don't even know who that guy is, or maybe have heard of him but don't know about his situation, that are jumping on the bandwagon of outrage on this lady.
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
And then it's like a team thing. Like it's cool to be part of that team. I don't know.
It's like group
really
think.
Weird, man. It's that mob mentality.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which goes back a long way.
But yeah. So there was that.
Yeah.
That occurred. That occurred in the comedy world.
Have you seen any new specials?
No.
I started watching. I saw the Kevin Hart one finally, which was funny.
Was it?
Kevin Hart has some amazing specials. So compared to like, his early ones, I don't think it was as good. It was still very funny, but not his best one.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. Did you hear about Eddie Murphy?
What about him?
I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's actually true, but close to closing a $70 million Netflix special.
Dude, I hope so, man.
Can you imagine, like, being somebody who, came up just like you and me, probably, like, just building yourself up in your individual craft so much so that you secure an individual deal that's
crazy,
worth that much money?
It's crazy.
That's got to be the kind of thing that, like, even inspires comedians. I mean, obviously not everybody's at that level, but dude,
definitely.
Like, oh my God.
If you listen to when the interview I was listening with Dave Chappelle, they were like, at one point in his career, there was a chance that he could have never worked again. People were like, are you kidding me? You walked away from $50 million from Comedy Central.
Yeah.
This guy's crazy. In his point of view, what he was doing was standing up for something that he believes in.
Right.
And by doing that, he took a huge risk of $50 million.
Yeah.
And then fast forward years later, he signed a $50 or $60 million deal with Netflix for 2 specials that he had already recorded. All he did was give it to them.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
fire.
like, that's like a triumphant story of like, they said, how could you walk away from that? And then just sticking to his guns, believing in his shit, working at his craft, and then he signs a deal even bigger to do something even more simple than a show like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's wild stuff, man.
All this stuff is so inspiring. Just understanding that, like, you're in control. The stuff that we're talking about doing a little comedy set here, or like, if you were a musician still, you could do your own interview. Like,
right. Yep.
Just the power of knowing that, like, you're in control and you can create content without a huge network backing you and all that stuff. Like, it's so cool. Like, now when people like talk to me about stuff, I'm like, dude, do a YouTube channel. Like, do something. Like, if you're a cook, like I told Tyree, like, like, make a show out of that.
Yeah.
Like, like, we're all our own little producers and stuff.
Yep. Just gotta have the balls to take the leap, and
that's
the
what it is.
persistence to just stick with it.
Fuck yeah.
And execute the fuck out of that thing.
And we're 2 examples of going after something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully we inspire you to go after what you like and what you believe in.
So, ladies and gentlemen at home and abroad, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. This is episode 7 with your boy Mr. West and Mrs. Bass here on Stop the Ship.
Always a pleasure.
If you enjoyed it, leave a subscribe, maybe a comment, maybe a like. If you're on iTunes or Spotify, maybe rate this thing.
Or share
if you enjoy it. Or share it. That'd be much appreciated also.
We'll throw you up on our IG story.
Yeah, we'll throw you up on that IG story, and we'll get a little mug with your face on it. Send us in a picture. Maybe we'll I don't know. All right, that's all I got. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good week.
Peace.
Conquistador es mi rey. Ask me who